Go ahead, Rachel. Go ahead.
Oh, hello. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Hi.
Come into frame.
Hi. So, whenever people say silly things like, oh, I feel sorry for your wife and kids, I always say, I'm happy to come on and, say hello and, just field any questions you guys might have about what it's like to be married to a based Giga Chad like Andrew. So, if you got anything to say, here I am.
I'll
Nobody?
go first then. How do you feel with your husband, making these comments, on
What
live
comments?
as well? Well, just, saying rude things to women or, screaming over them. How do you feel with that?
Well, he doesn't say rude things to women until they say something rude to him first. So Bangs was the first one to say, he's got wrinkles and he's old and he's got gray hair and ew, he's gross. So, of course, he's going to say something back. And they've had exchanges back and forth before. And she's plenty happy to be rude and say mean things to him first. Everyone thinks that's okay because she's a woman. But if Andrew just simply gives her a taste of her own medicine back, you all go, you believe he said that? And it's like, why? Why is it fine for her to insult him, but it's uncalled for when he just simply gives it back to her? What's wrong with that?
Also, last time I was on here, he said that I wasn't a 10 because I had small boobies.
Oh my goodness.
And I didn't do anything. I just said I was a 10.
I have a question for you, too. He said that you're getting worse with age. How do you feel about that?
Well, I've been on the show myself, and I'm 44 years old. I've had 5 kids. So, no, I'm not as hot as I was when I was 22. This is a fact of life that all women have to deal with. The time of your life that you're hot it's short and it's limited. You're not going to always be a hot chick. So you can't expect that part of your life to last forever. I mean, it's just a fact of life that we all get less attractive as we age. Doesn't mean he's not attracted to me or I'm not attracted to him, but I'm not as hot as I was when I was 22. In fact, when I was on the show, I rated myself a 5. And everybody always gets upset with Andrew because he rates me a 6. And I'm like, I think he's giving me just a hair more than I deserve. But I'm a normal, regular, 44-year-old Midwestern mom of 5. You want me to come on here and say I'm a 10? Do I look like Pamela Anderson? You know what I mean? It's like, come on, just be realistic. You guys get upset with him because he tries to give you a little tiny dose of reality and he doesn't blow a bunch of smoke up your ass. But he's never rude or mean unless you do it to him first.
That's not true.
Okay, can you give me an example?
I just gave you one.
Well, you had an attitude. So you were being kind of like how you did earlier, where you're like, I'm going to dominate a man and I'm going to...
No,
so
but
if you come with a sassy attitude and then call yourself a 10 when you're clearly objectively not a 10.
I can have that was just my personality. But when I said, it was like that comment, when you're like, when the person said rate yourself 1 through 10, I literally, when it was my turn, I said 10. And then I was like, do you want me to stand up? Because I wanted him to rate me. And then he gave me an 8, but then he was like, he had Andrew rate me. He said a 3, or he's like, she's not a 10. She has no boobies.
Doesn't that make you uncomfortable?
I was like, what? I didn't do anything. I just rated myself.
Isn't that weird that your man is looking at her chest? Isn't that weird?
She stood up and asked to have her body evaluated.
I said I wasn't asking for him. By the time I asked him, he wanted what's his name?
Andrew.
So,
Brian.
just a second here.
Brian?
You said you were a 10. Andrew said, no, you're not a 10. And he had to explain why. So that was the reason he gave. That's his opinion. No, it doesn't make me uncomfortable. It doesn't bother me.
But it was so unnecessary. That's why I'm saying that he is mean when there's no reason to be mean. I was like, oh, okay, I guess.
Yeah, I watched
his comment was so unnecessary.
I watch every episode. You were no little angel. You were not some sweet, nice girl.
I am not
really
an angel. I'm not. I never said that.
Right. So you had attitude. You had sass. You weren't
but never. In that moment.
If he said small boobs, then you have small boobs. What do you want me to say? I'm sorry that
the comment wasn't necessary. The comment wasn't necessary.
We're just asking for how you feel about your grown-ass husband saying that stuff.
First of all, don't ever say grown-ass man. It's ghetto.
I don't give a fuck.
Whoa.
Try reading some books.
Do you know what ghetto is?
Maybe. All of you've been to all this college, and I'm like, where's all the college education for all these college educate? You're all in college, and you can't put two. You're not even using the word. You're not even using the word ghetto right. So
you have like no
He's
backbone.
a grown ass. He's not a grown ass. Man.
but saying those words does not make her ghetto.
You have no backbone.
You know what ghetto
Ghetto
is?
thing to say.
A white woman is
backbone.
saying the word ghetto. Crazy.
I feel bad for you.
Crazy.
I feel bad for you because you're 22 and you're on OnlyFans and you've already hit your peak. And you're plenty happy to be rude. You have been so rude on this show, Bangs. Don't sit here and gaslight this whole audience. We've all seen you on here, multiple appearances. You are rude and nasty as you can be.
And
then you
dude,
they're
that's
literally
the
perfect for each other.
views. That gets the views. Why do you think I keep getting invited back? Why do you think I keep getting invited back?
She's literally.
I'm every time I'm on here, I am the title. I am the title every time, lady.
I can't hear them. When you both start clucking.
No, I said that it's like, I just complimented. Like, you guys are literally the perfect couple. Like, I see why he's attracted to you. Like, yes, you guys are a perfect couple. Definitely.
Listen, I think it's mean. I think it's actually the cruel thing to do to let young women have free license to act terrible, to be entitled, to be rude, to think that they owe everything handed to them on a silver platter because they push their boobs up, to act like this short phase of life when you're at your peak fertility is going to last forever. That is what's mean, because what happens
I'm sorry, you can't live that anymore, and we're going through it. Like, what?
See, this is the thing, though. I never did that. I didn't do this thing where I was just like
it's giving old and
through
mad.
my 20s and 30s. Are you gonna let me talk or what? So I didn't do this thing. I never did OnlyFans. I didn't sell pornography. I didn't go through a party hoe phase. I was a mom when I was 20 years old. I only ever wanted to be in long-term committed relationships. I was hoping I would just get married and that would be it. I did get divorced. Wasn't my fault. Wasn't anything that could be done about it. Lesson learned, didn't repeat that. But what I'm telling you is, the mean thing is the whole world telling you that you guys are strong, independent women, where you're gonna cry because your hair straightener stopped working on your
Not so
birthday.
much on me. You said that you were your man was only being rude to people who were being rude. I haven't been rude. So I don't feel like you should come for me.
Did you say confront you?
Come for me.
Come for you. I'm not coming for you. I'm saying it's absurd for you to believe that it's like normal behavior to cry because your straight iron broke or cry on every birthday. Like, young women live in such delusion nowadays. That's why everything's all messed up. That's why everything's gone to hell in a handbasket. You guys are not acting like the grown, strong, independent, equal with men, women that you claim to be. And when I just come on here and say, look, this behavior is ridiculous, this is silly and absurd, you can't even take it. You can't take the slightest bit of just like obvious criticism. I'm not calling you names. I'm not swearing at you or anything like that. I'm just saying, you guys were like, well, we want to know how you feel about this, and your husband is rude, and we don't like, and it's like, okay, I'm trying to explain it to you. Andrew is like, he is a pretty stoic guy. He's the same guy at home that he is on the show. The difference is that he never has to have the same dynamic with me that he has with you guys, because it's a different relationship. Number one, I'm like pretty smart, to be honest, so he feels like we're on the same level. And I'm really respectful. I'm very submissive.
Are you implying that we're stupid?
I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm saying that it tends to be the case that a lot of the young ladies who come on here are not like, so Andrew's like a logician. He knows philosophy, he knows history, he's like a really, really, really smart guy. And so sometimes there's a little bit of a mismatch there, and the girls will take what he says wrong because they think he's talking down to them when all he's doing is talking how he normally talks. So he and I don't have that like discrepancy. I'm like, also, I write books and I'm pretty educated and stuff like that. So I just think we're like on the same level and we have similar communication styles. So we don't have the same issue. Like, I don't take offense easily either. If he tells me, oh man, I really, like if I got bangs once and he was like, really don't like the bangs, babe, like you're very pretty, don't like the bangs. I'm just like, okay, no problem. He doesn't like the bangs, we'll grow out the bangs. Whereas a lot of women, I think, would like cry and get very upset and it would be like a whole issue, and it's just not for me. So I'm just saying, like, personality wise, we match up pretty well that way for the most part.
Noted. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just saying, don't sit there like victims. If you're willing to dish it out, Bangs, you got to be willing to take it. You can't sit there and call him wrinkly and old and insult him first. And then if he goes, yeah, well, you know, it looks like you've gained some weight since the last time you've been here, says something like that. It's like, what do you expect him to say? You knew what he was going to say if you said something like that to him. So,
but I'm not getting mad at him when he says anything. I literally just laugh and I smile and
it's okay.
nod my head.
If you're
and that's
cool
like, I don't know, do you guys
like,
want me to get mad or what reaction are you, what reaction is he looking for then? Because it's obviously not good enough just smiling and nodding my head when he calls me fat.
He's not looking for reaction. I wanted to come on because you say now to me, now that I'm here, like, oh, it doesn't really bother me. I just give it back and we do the back and forth. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If you like to give him some shit and you don't mind if he gives you some shit back, there's no problem with that. But what you can't do is give him shit and then go, oh, he gave me shit back.
Girl, no one did that. No one did that.
You said, I wonder how I feel sorry for your wife, and you don't have to feel sorry for me. I have a great husband. He's
Perfect.
a really brilliant guy, a really entertaining guy. He is a very handsome guy too.
Awesome. Awesome.
I don't know if y'all are blind, but
I don't know why you have to come on here and defend it for us. If you were secure, you wouldn't have said anything. You felt sorry for me. So I'm just letting you know, you don't have to feel sorry. I couldn't be more blessed to have the husband that I have, which honestly, I feel like I'm punching above my weight a little bit being married to this guy. But so don't feel sorry for me. I'm doing just fine. I'm very happy. Wouldn't want to be with anybody else. And he's a great dad. We have 4 daughters. He's a great dad. Super nice dad, really, really caring. But our kids also are really well behaved. They don't give him a bunch of shit and they don't give him a bunch of attitude. And if they did, they'd hear it from me before they heard it from him because I would never allow them to disrespect him. So we have a very healthy, like good family dynamic. And people seem to think that it's weird for parents to have boundaries or for spouses to treat each other respectfully, I guess. I don't know what you guys think is the problem. Me personally, have never had a grown man talk to me that way. So it's just shocking.
The problem. See, that's the problem. You are used to giving people shit and attitude and you think you have free license to insult people or have a sassy attitude, and that because you have your big boobies pushed up, the men aren't going to say anything.
Girl,
and Andrew,
do you think
Andrew's 40 and married, and he doesn't give a shit, so he's going to give it right back to you. And if all men were that way, you wouldn't have the attitude you have.
Okay, I don't act like this outside of here. This is all for show. Okay, girl.
Well, if that's the case, then I don't know what the problem is.
Me either. I don't know what. You decided you wanted to come on here and have a chat with me, so.
Yeah, because you invoked me a couple of times. A couple different times now you've made comments about, oh, your wife, you talk to your wife this way. I feel bad for her. I can't believe you have a wife when you act like this. And it's like, if you know the nature of the show, and this is all for show, then there shouldn't be a problem. There's been plenty of women on this show, by the way, who Andrew has been super nice to, has gotten along with great. The only time he gives women shit is if they give him shit first. If they come on with an attitude, if they act entitled, things like that. Then yeah, he's going to match your energy. So
I can just spot an insecure man when I see one, so.
That's bullshit and you know it. You're just saying that as cope. That's pure cope. You're coping.
No one's coping.
There's nothing
lady.
insecure about Andrew. It's pretty clear that he's not insecure, so.